Most DJs learn how to swap the bass and they call it EQ mixing. But if you want smooth, creative, pro-level transitions, you're going to have to go deeper. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 EQ techniques that's going to completely change the way that you mix, especially around the chorus and the drop. So just to recap, the EQ controls certain frequencies in the sound. Straight up is how the song comes recorded. So if I'm playing a song on its own, I'll probably just leave it straight up the whole time. The only time you're really using the EQ is when you've got 2 songs playing together. It's very common to reduce the EQ of the one you're going to bring in. So then when it comes in, it sits in the background and it's about working your new song in and your old one out. Now down the bottom here, this is the bass. So the bass is responsible for that, like the kick, the oomph of the song. So if I go this, to take that out, really kind of, takes out that oomph, okay? The mids is kind of like the song's personality. So it's like the melodies and the vocals. If you take that out, really kind of, it doesn't get rid of it completely, but it really strips it back. I think it's kind of like taking out the heart of the song. And then you got the highs, which is like the top end, that and all that, the hi-hats and stuff. You take that out, kind of really takes out that top end, kind of like the harshness of the track. Now, I'll be honest, okay, the EQ is fucking awesome, okay? And it helps you to shape the sound by removing or boosting those frequencies. It's not just about avoiding clashes, which you can do artfully with the EQ and make everything sound good. It's also about creative control over the energy and flow of your mix. Man, this is gonna be a good video. Okay, everyone starts with bass swapping, and for good reason. Swapping the basses controls which track dominates the mix. So here's how it works. You start by reducing the bass of the song you're going to bring in. So that means then when you bring the volume in, this new track's sitting in the background. Okay, then when you're ready, you can swap the basses, and what that does is it makes your new song dominant and puts your other one in the background. Now, ideally, you want to time that bass swap so a new part of your song kicks in and you're emphasizing that change. But one quick tip, okay, and that is how much bass should you actually take out before bringing in the volume? And I see a lot of DJs cutting it all the way out, and it can sound a little bit tinny. And if you keep a little bit in, maybe you can also retain some of that warmth. But just, mess around, do what's right by you. But just one thing, you don't have to be super dramatic with your bass swaps and do these huge swaps, because sometimes if you do that and you take that out the full way, it can sometimes sound like the other song just sort of disappeared. So you can approach your bass swapping and EQ work a little bit more artfully. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes smash it. But if you're starting out, there's no harm just actually doing like a gentle swap, emphasizing that change, and that could, sound a little bit more polished. Let me show you. Sometimes though, taking out the bass isn't enough. So if, let's say, you're mixing your new track and it comes in just a little bit sharp or it's intense, I suggest then you can also pull out the high frequencies. And what that does is it softens the transition. So when you bring in your volume, again, it's sitting kind of a little bit cleaner. Then you can swap your bass, and because that's down, you kind of also get this little controlled boost which can emphasize the mix. And you can also take out the high of the old track, which actually creates more space for your new one. It's really special.
Here and now.
Personally, I like to use the whole EQ when I'm doing transitions. So what I'll usually do is I'll take out the bass about halfway and I'll just dial back a little bit the mids and the highs. Now, that way, when I bring in the new track, it's going to sit in the background nicely without any kind of clashes. A question I get asked a lot is, and that is, do you work up the EQ or down? So in this video, I'm going to show you both, but honestly, both approaches have their time and place, but I do think working up is usually the safer bet. See, what you can do by coming in underneath the track, you know, you can kind of like tease it in. It sounds a little bit less abrupt and can kind of feel a little bit more natural, kind of like you're teasing your new track, which builds anticipation. It's a really great place for, you know, DJs to start. So let me show you some examples now. Now I work down the EQ when I want my new track to come in hard, okay, and make a strong entrance. So this is going to work really well if you're mixing over the end of a section and you want your incoming track to just come in and make a really big impact right after. So it goes into a new bit, bang. But the secret, man, you want to cue your new track like, before something happens. So that means by the time it drops out, bang, you're there. Now, I do dive a lot deeper into this in my advanced EQ section in my Club Ready course. There's no doubt what I'm sharing here is just scratching the surface. So if you do want a structured, fast track path to success and expressive transitions, check out the link in the description below. Anyway, back to the transition. Okay, so let me show you how it sounds when you work the EQ down for a bold, energetic shift. Now you can tell I'm having a bit of fun on this one. I love the EQ. Anyway, I love to share this stuff too. Anyway, let me know in the comments which of these EQ moves you already use and which ones you're going to try next set. And if this has helped you, think differently about the EQ, man, hit the like button and subscribe, man, help my channel to thrive. And also, if you want, check out the Club Ready DJ course for a deep dive into transitions, phrasing, and pro mixing moves. Anyway, loving making content for you. Thank you.